Hey, good Thursday morning, June 25th, 2026. Ken Arizona talking baseball. I finished reviewing my last book, Yearly Leaders of Every Batting Category. I looked at 13 offensive categories regarding hitters. I did a lot of videos, the top 5 baseball players in each offensive category, season by season by season. So I finished reviewing that book. Yearly leaders of every batting category. So I decided to write another book, this time dealing with pitchers. Yearly leaders of every pitching category, not hitting, but pitching. I've got 9 chapters in this book, and I looked at the top 5 pitchers in 9 pitching categories: wins, innings pitched, strikeouts, shutouts, games started, complete games, earned run average, winning percentage, and then saves. 9 chapters. So this video, chapter 1, pitching wins. The top 5 baseball players, pitchers, with the most wins in a season. And I want to look at every decade from 1870s through 2025. So this will be a labor of love. So this video, the 1870s, who led the league in wins, pitching wins. 1871 is when Baseball Reference starts to record the stats. Al Spalding, have you heard of him? 19 wins. Dick McBride, George Setlin, 18. Ryan Walters, 16. And Asha Brainard, 12. Now, some of these names you haven't heard of. Al Spalding, you should have heard of him. He's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. You know what's interesting? During the 1870s, the teams played about 60, maybe 65 games for the year. Yet the pitching wins have high totals. 1872, Al Spalding wins 38 games. So let's look to see how many games did his team play that year. Al Spalding. Got him right here. Let's see. Click on his profile. In 1872, Al Spalding wins 38 games. Do you know how many games his team played? I'm clicking. His team played 48 games. Yet Al Spalding wins 38 of them. It was a different type of baseball era in the 1870s. So 1872, the top 5, Al Spalding 38, Candy Cummins 33, Dick McBride 30, Bobby Matthews 25, and George Setlin 15 wins. Those are the top 5 pitching wins in 1872. How about 1873? Al Spalding 41 wins. Whoa. He's pitching in almost every game his team plays. That was the mindset, 1870s. George Setlin, for the 3rd time, top 5, 36 wins. Bobby Matthews, 29. Candy Cummins, 28. Dick McBride, 24. 1874 season. Al Spalding for the fourth year in a row, top 5. 52 wins. 1874. 52 wins. And his team played 71 games. They start to up the games. 1870s, they start around 60. 55, 60. Then they get to 70, 80, eventually over 100 games. How about that? 52 wins. Bobby Matthews, third time, top 5, 42 wins. Dick McBride, 33. Candy Cummins for the third time, top 5, 28. And George Setlin for the fourth time, top 5, 27 wins. 1875 season, Al Spalding for the fifth year in a row leads the league in wins. 54 wins. Dick McBride, 44. Candy Cummins, 35. George Bradley, 33. Bobby Matthews, 29. 1876 season, top 5 pitching wins. Al Spalding for the sixth year in a row leads the league in wins. 47. George Bradley, 45. Tommy Bond, 31. Jim Devlin, 30. Bobby Matthews, 21. 1877, no more Al Spalding. He retires. No more pitching. So you got Tommy Bond, 40. Jim Devlin, 35. Terry Larkin, 29. George Bradley and Tricky Nichols, 18. 1878 season. Tommy Bond, 40 wins. Will White, 30. Terry Larkin, 29. John Ward, Hall of Famer, 22. And only Nolan, 13 wins. 1879, let's finish the decade. John Ward, 47 wins. Tommy Bond, 43. That's 4 years in a row for Tommy Bond making the top 5. Will Wright, 43. But Bud Calvin, 37. Terry Larkin, 31. So for the 1870s, who stood out as far as pitching wins? Al Spalding, 6 times, top 5. Dick McBride, 5 times. Bobby Matthews, 5 times, top 5. George Setlin, 4 times. Got Will Wright a couple, and Tommy Bond 4 times. These were the preeminent pitchers in the 1870s. If you make the top 5 in pitching wins, that's a key. Now, Al Spalding pitched 7 years in the big leagues and won 251 games. In 7 years. Give him 14 years, and at the pace he's going, that's 500 wins. Give him 21 years pitching, at the pace he was going, that'd be 750 wins. But he only pitched 7 years, 251 wins. The other guy that's significant on this list, Tommy Bond, 234 career wins. And then another guy, Bobby Matthews, had 297 wins. He's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. That I don't understand that one. 297 wins, and he's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Tommy Bond, 234 wins. He's not in the Hall of Fame. So the guys during this decade who made the Hall, Al Spalding and John Ward in the 1870s. All right, this book I wrote, I'm going to go through every decade as far as pitching wins. Chapter 1. All right. So the next video will be the 1880s. Talk to you later. I'm out.